Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Salt, good morning. Babna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine Sandra, everybody, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, Dani Wallace. How are you doing? Welcome to Tuesday. I have preempted and it's a bit shit B on the weatherboard this morning. If you are watching, wherever you're watching, in the UK or indeed elsewhere in the world, let us know what the weather's doing. It's a very British conversation to have, isn't it? What's the weather doing where you are? If you're in Britain, it tends to be, it's a bit shit. Can you believe we are in February? Ugh. Like, we are already 1 month down now to 12. How is 2021 going for you so far? How is 2021 going for you so far? I have been putting some stuff together to help out members of my community in lots of different ways. All of them are kind of coming to fruition within the next couple of weeks, which I'm really, really super excited about. I told you yesterday about the Be More Overnight Success Incubator, the Power 5 people I'm looking for. What I'm looking for to work with. My diary is open to work with as part. It's crappy, sloppy, pissy East Manchester. Oh no, it sounds awful, Jem. And my diary is open for 5 people to come and join me working through my overnight success program, where I share all the behind the scenes stuff on how I built a multiple 6-figure business and how you can too. So it's not one of those get rich quick schemes. It sounds like it being called the overnight success program. However, it is not. Let us, yes, Sarah Bennett, let us make it a fab Feb. I am here for it. January was a little bit meh. It was like we started the year. It was like, right, we'll tiptoe in. I was like, all these plans. I was dead excited. 4 days in, we're in lockdown, having to juggle the kids and homeschool. And there's 3 of them. It is mental. People are like dancing around whether they want to invest in themselves or whether they don't want to invest. So they don't know what they're doing right now. It feels just a bit funny out there, doesn't it? So I've put together Move B. For those of you that are wanting to overcome self-sabotage, that is the program that I put together in conjunction with my incredible book, I Am the Queen Bee, How I Overcame Self-Sabotage to Fly Anyway, and how you can too. There is a challenge coming up in the Hive at the end of February, which I'm quite excited about. I say quite excited. I'm very excited. Where we're going to be talking about overcoming self-sabotage, just getting out of your way. If you've allowed these last 4 weeks to weigh you down, let's talk about stripping back all of that stuff and getting to grips with it. All right, speaking of getting to grips with it, I have got an absolute powerhouse guest this morning. Me and this guest go back a number of years. Won't tell you how many because it'll give away our respective ages. She is younger than me, which she will revel in the knowledge of with you guys. But we've worked together on and off in different guises for over 10 years. She's a dear friend of mine and also one of the most driven, one of the most intelligent people I know, one of the most caring people that I know, and also one of the most kick-ass people that I know. Please welcome to the show, owner and founder of GlamFit, talking to us about how she has been juggling 5 kids during this lockdown, plus launching her incredible new program, MindFit. Jenna Rigby, everybody. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Here she is. So, Jenna, I've got to say right at the top of this interview today, you are not to make me cry. Every time I've had you in some way, shape or form on this show, we've ended up in the middle of the interview having a little bit of a love fest and realising just how far we have respectively come in our lives and our businesses. So I'm not going to cry at you today. You're not going to make me cry. Even though you're dead mean sometimes and you say dead nice things, it makes me go, oh!
Well, I'll
So,
just get it out of the way now. Congratulations on the new book. I'm dead proud of it.
oh, thank you very much. We've got one of your friends, my client's incredible, Lauren Azir, is in here as well, right?
Yes, she is incredible.
With me. Isn't she fabulous? Isn't she?
Yeah.
I've been so lucky to work with Laura for the last 6 months as part of the Rockstar Level Up, and to see her blossom and to see her just really start to stand forward has been a joy to see. And one of the things that is great about being in this world is that we get to help each other's friends, help each other's clients. It's like we're a microeconomy. Good morning, young man. I like there was a little pout that happened then as well. His mummy's son like,
yeah, he cannot be my son if he doesn't know how to pout.
So Jenna, tell us, not even a little bit, tell us about what it is that you do.
So I've been on a journey myself probably the last 12 months, because like many people, I've had to move from being an in-person in a studio to moving into the online space. Now, for somebody that's not even been on Facebook for God knows how many years,
right,
I've had to kind of learn and navigate. Can you believe he's waving like he's famous? Just
he
wave and get out of the way.
Hey.
Right. So I've had to move into the online space. Within that, I've been studying positive psychology. So I've now got my qualifications for that, which is really fab. Mm-hmm. And one of my passions, which has always been with me since probably the age of 16 upwards, has been exercise.
Right.
It's literally saved my life 10 times over, because I've battled anxiety chronically since a very, very young age, and exercise has always been my crutch. Mm-hmm. And I think when I was on maternity leave the 5th time round, because I like to do it big if I'm going to do it.
You do not play small, my friend. Like, this is why we are sisters from other misters. We do not play small. I stopped at 3. You went ahead.
We like all shades of fabulous, 5 children, and when I had them, I actually found myself, every conversation I was having with other mums tended to revolve around 1 minute. It's good. Get out. I'm a really good mum.
She's a proper good mum. Do you need me to mute you while you do the mum voice?
Leave the room. Thank you. You can eat what you want, leave the room.
whatever you like for the next 45 minutes while I speak to my mate on live.
So basically, when I was sat with all these other mums, the main topic of conversation so often focused around weight. Right. And it killed me. Like, it was a depressing conversation to talk about what I used to be like to what I look like now, what's changed about my body. And it really got to me. I think after spending 5 maternity leaves, having 5 lots of conversations about it, I kind of wanted to share what worked for me. Right. And that was the use of working on my mindset constantly. I mean, obviously we worked together originally in self-development, and that's always been a massive passion of mine. Yeah. Teaming that up with the fitness element types of things, it just allowed me to create something really magical, which is just for mums who want to feel like that yummy mummy formula. And it takes them away from all these fatty diets, magic pills, the
flagellation is self-flagellation of your body not looking the way that in your mind you wanted it to. If I look at myself now, I mean, as you know, I've been on quite the journey with myself over how I feel about myself, and how I look now isn't the way I looked when you and I first met. And going on that journey happens as much up here as it does anywhere else. And I think one of the beautiful things, I mean, about seeing your journey and your learning and the way you deal with your clients is it's more about falling in love with yourself and actually caring about yourself, as it is about, I'm not happy with the way that I look. Because if that's the stick that you're beating yourself with, you're not destined for success, because you can't hate yourself healthy, can you?
You really can't. And if you want to have a body that looks good on the outside, you've got to get it really right first on the inside, because the body is going to come. I always say to my clients that weight loss is certain. If you're living the lifestyle, if you're eating healthily, you're fueling your body with what it needs, if you're you know, you're exercising, no matter what form that is, if that is your priority, weight loss is certain. You don't have to focus on those numbers on the scale. They don't mean anything. Because when you become a mum, it becomes about being happy within yourself. And if you've got that self-love for yourself, it really doesn't matter whether you're rocking a size 14 pair of leather pants or whether you're rocking a size 8 pair of leather pants. The number doesn't matter. What matters is how you feel in your body and the fact that you feel strong, you feel healthy, and you bloody love yourself. Because you know, the key to being the best mum that you can be is actually loving on yourself first.
Right. And that sets the most, you're a mum of 5, and it sets the most wonderful role model behavior for your children. You know, if you think, I go back to thinking about my mum, and I know my mum won't mind me talking about this. I do on the occasion. My mum's overweight. And so is my sister. And what my mum did is from a very young age, from 11, she would take my sister to Weight Watchers because that was the done thing back there. The circle of shame, where you all sit around in a circle, all talk about whether you've lost numbers or gained numbers. And that was your value for the week. And if you hadn't, and there was this like almost obsessive going to the toilet on the day of weigh-in, not eating on the day of weigh-in because it was the numbers that mattered on the day of weigh-in. And that for an 11-year-old as a sponge is looking to the female role models that are around her. It's not healthy. It doesn't generate healthy relationships with food, healthy relationships with their body. And then if I look at, you know, being a parent now, and yes, in no uncertain terms, I am a fat person. I am a big lady. But we talk about moving our bodies. We talk about health, like what are we eating? Is that healthy? Is that a good choice to make today? Are we making good choices today? And if the answer is no, what better choices can we make? Are we really enjoying it? And being a mum and allowing ourselves to have open conversations about health and nutrition without it being shameful, I think is probably one of the most important things we can do, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my children love it. They actually come down into the gym and pretend
You've
to
got a
play
little fit
gym.
squad. I love it.
Like they're absolutely obsessed with it, which is so funny because I would never even put it onto them. It's just they think it's kind of cool that their mum, you know, is in with this gym stuff and has all this equipment, and they love it. And for me, it is just about being that role model and saying to them, look, mummy sits here and eats 5 donuts. If that's what I want to eat, I'll eat 5 Morrison's donuts, one after the other.
I've seen you do it as well.
I freaking do that. This is why I'm just the best at what I do. I mean, who on earth else would want to train with somebody that eats donuts? But it's about balance, and it's about, will you see me in the gym 5 times a week? Yeah, I'm a little bit of a, you know, fitness junkie like that. But you've got to get the balance right. It's got to be a lifestyle. It's just got to seem like it fits seamlessly into your lifestyle. The weight loss will come. That's not even an issue. What it's an issue about is keeping your heart healthy, because obviously if you improve your cardiovascular system, you are going to reap the benefits in terms of your energy levels, in terms of prevention from disease and things like that. But these are the things that actually matter, not that number on the scale. If you sleep better, if you have more energy, if you enjoy eating healthy food, these are the things to focus on. The numbers on the scales are just meh.
They're just a byproduct. And also if you go into the kind of the physics of it, that if you are, say, you're working out at the gym, you are gaining muscle mass, you're going to gain weight at some point. If I look at loads of fitness professionals that I know who would share pictures of themselves at a certain weight and at the same weight, but with a different muscle mass, with a different body composition. It isn't the number, and it's about how you feel. And like you say, things like heart health, things like blood pressure, things like energy levels when you like, again, if you're working on those things, and I had a heart scare a couple of weeks ago for the amount, I guess really for the amount of stress that I'm under. Maybe my body isn't as healthy as it could be. It was a real rude awakening to start moving more. If I'm sitting here, the CEO of my multiple six-figure business, 14 hours a day, I'm not going to be able to maintain a multiple six-figure business on 14 hours a day every single day, not moving, eating as I go, not thinking about making better decisions like getting HelloFresh in, or working with someone like you. And you've got a program that's out at the moment that isn't just about getting fit or losing weight. Can you tell us a little bit more about MindFit?
Yeah, so MindFit is a program that I've created, which other fitness professionals are now using. And what it's all about is using positive psychology and using the whole power of growth mindset and applying it to healthy eating, applying it to fitness, applying it to create this lifestyle of a true yummy mummy, because that is what is the missing kind of piece here. I always say there's 4 elements to having a body you love. The first one's mindset, which is obviously what I pride myself in. Everything runs through everything that I do. The second one's accountability. The third one being obviously your fitness, and your fourth one being nutrition. If you can align all 4 of those pillars, you are basically bound for success. And more importantly, you're going to start to fall in love with your body. And that is the result that I'm really aiming for with the MindFit program. I'm not going to promise you're going to lose 2 stone. I'm not going to say you're going to be a size 6 when you finish this.
Going to lose 90 pounds in 90 days.
I hate that. I've got such a big thing about marketing and the way that these people market the stuff. And, you know, it frustrates me because it's playing on their low self-esteem. It's playing on the fact that a woman wants to see a number. Like, you know, let's really level this game up and say, you know what? I don't want you to sell me via a number. I want you to sell me by, you know, playing out with my kids and I'm being full of energy.
Being able to keep up with my kids is a huge one.
You know, going on adventures and doing things that I've kind of held back from before. Living the best version of your life does certainly not equate to a number on the scale.
Right.
And I say it all the time, weight loss does not equate to happiness. It really doesn't. It's just they're 2 completely separate entities. And if you actually work on the happiness and being healthy, the weight loss is just, it comes, it's got, you know, it's irrelevant.
Absolutely. And like you say, this pursuit of happiness based on a figure, it's like the pursuit of money based on the figure. It's like the pursuit of material things. It's the same thing, and actually leads to disordered eating because you're chasing a number. And then when you get to that number, there's going to be something else. That number's not going to be the right number when you get to it. There's another number that you're going to want to get to. At what point is that number the right number? We don't know that. And you're going to be chasing something that is almost elusive. Whereas actually, if it's a feeling you're trying to establish, like a blood pressure that you're trying to establish, or, you know, a healthy heart or a cholesterol level, that's a different kettle of fish altogether, because they're direct measures of your longevity, of how long you're going to get to spend with your kids, about how long you're going to get to spend with your family. And that, especially this year, as we've not, you know, we've been more sedentary than we've maybe given a lot of ourselves credit for. And that's a sweeping statement. I know some people have stayed, like yourself, very, very active during this lockdown, this really strange 12-month period. And this isn't about shaming the people who don't want to be. Like, if you don't want to be, that's cool. But we do have to speak to the people out there that are feeling like, I'm feeling sluggish now. We've been running this stress marathon now for nearly 12 months. And when we are under stress, we look after ourselves in different ways, and sometimes they are not healthy ways. So we've got to, and this is all the whole point of this platform for anybody watching out there. This isn't about fat shaming, and we mean you always talk about this. This isn't about saying to anybody out there that you are not enough. This is saying to people out there, if you want to feel more, if you want to do more, if you want to create even more success, health is business, business is life, life is business. It goes around in a circle like this. So if a lot of our audience, as you know, Jenna, are entrepreneurs, if you are focusing on your health, then by default your success will start to flourish. If you're focusing on your health, your relationships start to flourish, because what you're doing is you're setting a boundary around your self-worth. And when other people see you taking care of your self-worth, again, that garners more success, because you're able to show up better. You're able to show up with energy and what have you. And that's nothing to do with body size. So this isn't about saying to anybody out there like myself, size 20, 22, or anybody who's a size 8 or a 6 or a 4 even. It's not about your body. It's about how you are feeling. So you use these methods, Jenna, and you've been in the mindset business since we've worked together, which is 15 years ago. When we first started working together, we feel so old. It's about that. It's a bit less than that, maybe like 12 or something like that. But it's over a decade that you and I have been in each other's worlds. And I know that mindset, personal development, just like it has for me, has always been fascinating for you. So what you did is you've gone like that next step. You've taken all of those things that you know, and then you're going to got qualified in them as well. So not just in absorbing through the school of life, but you've got yourself like super qualified, nutrition qualified, PT qualified, positive psychology qualified. Like there's so many strings on your bow that you've made it so that you are, when you turn up as an expert,
bring them all together and really power them between. I mean, I've actually recently just signed on to, I was telling you before, to Abby's book program.
Oh God, I'm so happy you've done that. I love Abby.
I'm so freaking excited, honest to God, I can't even tell you. And it's about this message that I'm bringing together is so powerful, because the power of the mind on how you feel about yourself, your body, which again connects to your business, connects to your success in life, connects to how you are with your family, the relationships you have, is very powerful. Very powerful.
And so much more. You'll be picked up by the press. So we both work with the phenomenal Joe Swan from Chocolate PR. Who is a huge shout out to Joe, and also Joe's Dare to Be Seen program's coming out in the not too distant future.
Oh, is it?
Go and we've both been through that process. Both of us have got national press. You are being picked up now by national press as a spokesperson for being a parent and being fit and looking after yourself and your health in order to maintain that with your kids. Talk to us about some of the press that you've been in.
Wow, it's been absolutely phenomenal. Joe has just been, it has been a phenomenon. So if a program's about to come on, then I probably have to jump on and talk about it with you guys, because it really has been a game changer for me these last 12 months. And it really took me through 2020, being able to share such a powerful message. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, Dani, or not yet, but I've actually been now teamed up with Reebok, which is just like on another level. And the whole campaign, you're just going to love it, is about body inclusivity. And it's about removing the number.
I want to ask you so many questions as my friends. Let me calm down. Keep telling me.
It's about getting rid of this number. And the fact that a company as big as Reebok would even pick up on that and would seek out people that they see as the epitome of creating a body you love, that's not the stick thing model that you've got on Instagram. Right. They're looking for people that shine bright in the health and wellness industry, that are inspirational. I mean, the likes of Davina McCall, to me, is just like, she to me is the dream. And there are so many others like that out there. And the fact that I am now able to reach out with Reebok and say, well, this is actually what a yummy mummy looks like. Yummy mummy, the definition of it is not what we used to think about 2 years ago, 5 years ago. That's not what it was. And now the fact that the world's moving to this authenticity, and now looking at real women and real bodies, that just lights me up. I am like fueled with so much passion about it.
I love this. I love that George just put like a Davina collab next. Like, I'm here for this.
Could you imagine that? That'd just be like the dream, Joe.
May I am again, and we always kind of get to this point in the conversation whenever me and you have a conversation, and we look where we were when we first met, and we were very, very different. Intrinsically, we were the same people, still kind people, still people that wanted to help, but we were in such different places back then. And for any of you that are watching out there right now that might be being tossed around a little bit with life, if you are moving forward and thinking about how you want to serve people, it's one of the best ways that you can build a foundation of a business. Because if we go back and we look at when we worked together and we had to go to work, and it was good and it was interesting, it was fun, it was kind of like university but school at the same time, it was crazy, but we weren't able to be servant leaders because we were working for a bigger corporation. I think when we both broke away from that world, and albeit maybe not in a way that we'd have originally planned. Like for me, for example, I remember being on a meeting with you and a number of other people, and it was like a Zoom call, but without the video. It was just a conference call. And I remember typing. I was so fed up. I just had enough. There was nowhere for me to go, and I was bored, and there was so much happening underneath. I remember typing out my resignation. I just don't want to work here anymore. I press send on the call. I am so overworking here. I didn't even have a job to go to. I was just so over it. And we're on this conference call, and I remember saying to you, Jenna, I've just told him I'm leaving. You went, you are. and then for you, when you had your first babies, and you was like, actually, I don't think that this is the avenue that I want to go in anymore. I want to work for myself. And you have spent the last, 3-4 years just creating the most phenomenal movement. And I couldn't be more proud of you.
Yeah, I think I really thought, I feel that passion. I mean, you probably know any project that I've ever done, if I feel it, I go for it.
You don't half-ass anything.
And I can create something really magical. And the fact that I can now actually apply this to my own business is not something I could have even thought about doing 10 years ago. And the fact that now that we can be, as women, as mums, as people that have really been through a lot, to stand here and say we can create magic is just, to me, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
And I think one of the things, I've not heard you talk about this before, but I remember, back then, you were dismissed quite a lot and underestimated quite a lot by a lot of people that were around you, because what they failed to understand, and for those of you watching out there, like Jenna's brand is Glam Fit. Your brand is about, feeling glam and looking glam, and that being absolutely okay, as much as it is for anybody who don't want to look glam every day. It's all cool, but for those of you that want to, and this is she who, when you were 20, 21, it was blonde hair extensions, false eyelashes. You were turned out every day.
Turn it up.
Glam was about that is where you positioned yourself. You was like this incredible, forgive me for saying it, but for the purpose of the conversation, this beautiful Barbie doll who was underestimated by everybody around them. And you were so, being your friend, you were so switched on and so astute that you would go for these interviews, these promotions, and knock everybody's socks off. And everyone was like, okay, so where did Jenna Rigby come from? Like, it was like Legally Blonde. You'd go in there and be this sort of epitome of beauty, but then go in there and absolutely tear it up in the training room. And again, seeing you slay that way and proving so many people wrong is a joy. That fire that you've got. How did you find that at the time?
You know what? I've always been really, really passionate about what I've done. And I'll never forget, I mean, to cut a long story short, when I was doing my A-levels and things, I lived without my family. I didn't really have any support. I used to have this one teacher who used to say to me, there's something about you that's really special. Keep going for it. Keep going for it. And some miraculous way, I don't even know how, I got through college. I got a good job. And it's kind of always been my thing. If I find something that I'm really passionate about, I will give it my all to the death. And going out there and doing it for yourself and being an entrepreneur and taking it into your own space requires a lot of courage, regardless of whether you believe that in yourself. And that's why I love everything about what you do, because it helps people take their talent and that little bit of belief inside them that says, I'm meant for more, and take it to a level of, you know what, I could do anything I want to do here. Who says I can't team up with Reebok? Who says? But, the sky's the limit. Let's keep it moving.
So in the times when you for the outside world, maybe in your immediate circles, you've been underestimated.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody out there that may feel the same way? That because again, as a balance, for me, I'm quite funny and I'm quite silly and all of those things, and at the same time, incredibly intelligent and did incredibly well at school and all of these things. You can be both. What is your advice to somebody who feels underestimated right now?
Work on your self-belief. Get into the mindset work before you make any decision. Spend, even if it's just like a month or two, just getting to know yourself really deeply. Invest in the self-care elements of things, because that will automatically boost you up. Spend time working on your mindset. Get yourself in a place of the powerhouse that you truly are. Because if you're sat right now and you think that you're meant for more and that you're destined for better things, then start working on yourself right now. And the key is starting with mindset. The key is starting with self-care. And then you are going to be in that position where the next time somebody undervalues you, you're going to type up that resignation letter while they're doing it. And that is it. Like, hello, thank you very much. Bye.
See you later. Girl, next. So when we're talking about mindset, who inspired you? So I can't shut my door, my dogs are going mad. Who inspired you, and what things did you start to fill your kind of your brain up with, I guess, when you first started doing this work? Who did you look to in the media, in the outside world, who really inspired you?
Yeah, well, I think I'm quite similar to you, as in that I'm a bit obsessed with self-help books.
Yeah, I just love it.
Just bloody love it. I'm all in. But the person who really changed it for me was when I read Noah Hibbert's book, Just Fucking Do It.
Yes.
And I read that book and I thought, damn right, just fucking do it. Because, excuse me if anyone's got their children in the background, mine are sat right behind me.
We all know we drop a fucking bugger on this show. It's all right.
Oh my God, it's so bad. But when I read that book, there was something inside me that said, yes, you are meant for more. And yes, if you get off your backside, you could actually do it. And just finding that self-belief and finally deciding that, yes, this is it, I could go for it, is everything. The same way that your book is, the same way that when I read your book about the self-sabotage thing, it's so relatable. Because if you've been in a place where you've gone round and round in circles and you cannot physically see the way out is working on your mindset.
Right. The way out is holding the mirror up and saying, okay, what are the patterns here? What is it that's stopping us? And for you, providing Mind Fit to allow people to start really looking at that and becoming self-aware and understand, because I think self-awareness, I was talking to somebody else about this yesterday. Who's this? I've got a feeling that this is Kaylee Judge, by the way. The "oh me" is the Scottish that gives it away, I think. Somebody we used to work with a long time ago, and this is it. We're still, particularly me. I know that you weren't on social media for many years, and this is as you've been growing your businesses. I remember when you got your Facebook account, and I was like, "At last, I've missed you so much," because you live like in Burnley, which is like 45 minutes away, and I just never got to you. We were both so busy. The fact that I can like see you every day now is brilliant. I can't even remember what we were saying then because I got distracted. We're talking about Mind Fit and actually bringing that self-awareness to yourself. And I was saying to somebody yesterday, actually, self-awareness is probably the key to unlocking lots and lots of things. Really knowing yourself and connecting to yourself. And if we talk about things like confidence and things like that, it's not about being an extrovert like you and me are, or an introvert. It's about that quiet knowledge and acceptance of yourself. That's where confidence sits. And that's what you help people start to sow the seeds of, so that they can grow that, so that they can actually start thinking about themselves. Hey, I'm all looking after myself now.
That's where the positive psychology stuff comes into it. And I'm sure, obviously, you'd love some of these books that I could just ping to you. But positive psychology is about taking your strengths and making those strengths even stronger.
Yeah.
So if you look really into yourself and say, well, actually, I'm really good at that, use it, develop it, make it stronger, and make that your crutch to take you up to the next level. Because it's not about what you can't do. There's a million and one things that we can't do. I mean, I would love to do yoga. I bloody can't do it for the life of me. Coordinations like that fall over.
I love yoga. I do yoga all day long. I'm like, I get my arm on, namaste, bitches.
Do it. But ask me to deadlift, and I'm there. I'm in it. I'm like, yes, I can be a strong ass woman. And you know, it's about finding what you're good at, enjoying it, building on it, and really using strength to power you into the best version of you. And that is why I love positive psychology so much, because it's not retrospective. It's not about what you looked like 10 years ago. It's not about what you wanted to look like before you had children. This is about right here, right now. What can I do right now to be the best version of me? And that is find them strengths, work on your mindset, work on your self-care. Everything else will come. You don't even need to think about anything else.
Yeah, it's just one of those things when it's like when people talk about chasing the joy and the money will follow. That was a really strange concept to me when I sat down without a pot to piss in with my mentor at the time. Like, what do you mean? Like, follow the joy and the money will follow? Like, bloody drinking wine makes me feel really joyful. Like, where's the money? I'm sat here drinking wine every night. I mean, you've got to be chasing the joy that serves yourself as well as everybody else. Like, if I think about it, does the bottle of wine actually serve me every night? Does it actually bring me joy every night? Well, the answer is no. So, you know, then I don't drink as much as I used to. And as well, you know, I used to drink a fair bit. But it doesn't bring me joy, and I have to think about these things. Like, and those of you out there, if you are sat here thinking, you know, is this conversation for me this morning? And the only thing you take away is that you get to ask yourself the question: is this the right thing for me right now? Is future me going to thank you for what you're about to do? And if the answer is no, don't fucking do it. Or if the answer is yes, do it and throw yourself in. Full pelt, go tits deep, and don't look back. Then we've had a wicked conversation. I love this. Joe's saying, you two inspiring me through this morning. Big love to you both. We love you, Joe Swan.
Oh, thank you. Love you too, Joe.
Loving this. Can you get in my face saying this every morning, please? There are ways that you can have Jenna in your face saying these things every day. Jenna, tell us about it.
You can have me in your face two ways. I have an amazing group where I show up every day with motivation. But I also created this fabulous planner, which I keep meaning to send you one, Dani. I haven't sent it you yet. And this planner has basically got every single day the motivational quote that is just going to make you get up through the day and go through it. It's obviously a diary as well. It's a health and fitness journal. You monitor your fitness levels, you monitor your eating habits, your emotional eating habits. Kind of got a little bit of everything in there. It's kind of an accountability partner. So it's like waking up with me every morning. And
I'd love to wake up with you every morning, Jenna Rigby.
I need to speak to Jenna this morning about this. That's where you'll find me.
I love it. So where is your hangout? Let's connect with you. Give us your Insta, give us your Facebook group. How do we hang out with you, Jenna?
Yeah, well, I'll pop it in the group as well. But you can find me on Facebook and Insta at GlamFit Studios.
Yep.
And I'll put the links in for the website, and you can find my planner, which is on Etsy.
Beautiful.
It really is kind of me in a box.
It is and it is. I mean, it's all you in the box. I remember when you had them done and you sort of unboxed them. I was like, oh, it couldn't be any more perfectly you. It's beautiful. It's like everything you do. It's beautiful. It's well thought out. It's got everything in there that you could possibly need. There's no stone that you leave unturned. And I know you do that in life as you do that with everything that you do. And Jenna, it's a joy to be your friend. I'm beyond proud of you. Reebok ambassador, CEO of GlamFit Studios, swish beige. Jenna Rigby, everybody, I love you.
Love you.
That was Jenna Rigby. What a show this morning. Isn't she amazing? Please do go and follow her. Go and get up in her grill. Go and find out more about GlamFit. Go and find out more about MindFit. As well, you know, we have these conversations always super balanced. We've got the Fierce Fat Feminist coming to join us on Friday. Lindsay McGlone. Jenna and Lindsay have met before. We've had conversations before and are firm friends. We are making sure we bring body positivity in all of its guises, body acceptance in all of its guises to the table at IATQB. We hide from nothing. We've also got the fabulous Jessica Stanforth joining us on Thursday. We're going to be talking about sex. We've got a hell of a lineup this week. And tomorrow we've got Magic Mac on the hot seats tomorrow, talking about copy and getting your message out to your ideal clients and making messages that create massive impact. What a week this week. Don't miss any of it. If any of you want to know more about Be More, the Overnight Success Program, if you want to be one of my Power 5, you need to get into my DMs. I'm having calls about that today. So those spots are going to get taken up. And also we've got Move B, Get Out the Way, the challenge happening in the IATQB Hive in just a few weeks' time. Don't miss any of it. I love you. Have an incredible Tuesday. Tuesdays are the work days, right? Tuesdays are the ones that you can't get away from it. It's not Monday anymore. The weekend's far away. Let's roll our sleeves and get some awesome shit done today. Please do come and celebrate your successes and indeed your challenges. In the IATQB Hive and also over on Instagram at the Queen Bee. Dani, go give us a cheeky follow there. Have a wicked Tuesday. See you tomorrow, everyone. Tra.